Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of Nuts and Bolts Torqued here on the FTOG server. It's been a while since my last episode from here, but that had to do with that I was super busy making that advanced rocketry mod spotlight series that took all my time pretty much. I only had time to record a little bit of Subnautica because that doesn't take much time to prepare and so on, and otherwise I was just... When I played Minecraft, it was in that series. It was really crazy. But now we're back to normal and back to business, and I am excited because I did a lot of preparations at night, mostly when I didn't feel like, recording or anything else. I did play a lot on here and prepared a factory that we're gonna get into today. But before we do that, I want to make a nesting upgrade because I'm wearing that golden backpack on my back, and I've been using this one a lot here. This backpack right there, the iron backpack that I also upgraded. I have another one in here, right here, regular basic one, but I upgraded the second one. That's kind of like my project bag because you guys see my inventory is so full with things. So I would like to make this nesting upgrade so I can put the iron backpack into the golden backpack when I don't need it, or I don't want to carry it on my hotbar or anything like that. So we have this one, and now I'm a little bit worried because this guy has a lot of stuff. Let's take a screen. I don't need to take a screenshot, but in case I lose all this... actually, it's not too bad. But hopefully I won't lose it. So let's put this here together with the nesting upgrade. And do I still have my stuff in it? Yes. Alright, let's equip this again. And now when I open it, I can put this backpack in here and take it with me. So that is awesome. So, but now let me show you guys what I've been doing. There's a whole new building over here. It's okay. It's not one of my better buildings, but it shall do. It's fine. I wanted to make a factory that kind of was medieval, but the problem was that it has such a large roof. Is there a way I can show you guys this from higher up? Maybe from here? Yeah, you guys see, I tried to make a crazy uneven roof up here so it looks a little bit similar to this. But because it's so flat, it didn't turn out anything like this. I'm not happy about the roof. The rest down here is okay. I even did a little bit of chisel and bits work right there. And over here, this is where we're going to get started. First, I wanted to show you this. And that is where I set up 4 water wheels. I was trying to figure out what kind of power we're going to use, right? For this factory. Because on the other side over here, we have the 4 thermoelectric generators. And I didn't want to add another 6 or something over here. They only make 40 RF each and so on. And I'd rather keep those for other places like a farm. Because I'm playing on this public server here from FTOG. And we have the rule that you're not allowed to have more than 10 of anything. So I cannot make more than 10 of the thermoelectric generators. Or more than 10 of water wheels and so on, right? Simply to help out, make sure that people don't set up giant wind farms or anything like that. That cause a lot of stress on the server. But so I opted for 4 of these. And they are running, I tested in a single player. Each one of them runs with the setup I have here with 82 RF a tick. And it's nothing fancy. You guys seen me set up this many times before. You guys see over here, you can kind of look down. This is where the LV capacitors, each one of this has 1 LV capacitor, so there's 400,000 RF to altogether. And they... Oh my god, that scared me. Those were the bees over here. Why are you guys so mean? Bees don't just attack you in real life, you know? I'm nowhere near your freaking hive. That scared me, oh my god. Anyway, so the wires come up here, all the LVs, and they come together here. Because I think that these connectors here, the regular LV connectors, by default can only give out 256 RF per connector. So I can bring 2 together, that's about 164 RF, but if I would have done all 4 together, it would have been too much for connectors, so I would have had a power loss there. Or not a loss, but a transfer loss, right? And then they come down together up there on an MV capacitor, and that is how far I went with running the power, because I want to set all the machines up with you guys. Well, connect them and automate them. But you guys see there is a lot of multi-block machines. This one right here I had almost done last episode at the end. Then I said I'm gonna prepare everything for the crusher. I opted to make 3 of these here. I might actually add a 4th one because there's 4 casts here. I forgot that we're gonna need 4. I'm definitely gonna have the plate one going. Even though I have plate upstairs as well, but this one is just easier and faster. And these 2 are gonna be shared, I think. The gears and the metal rod, because the rod I really don't need very often, so I can just change this out. So I got 3 of these. I got the arc furnace, I got the crusher, and then I made 2 of these bottlers. I think that's what they're called. And then Wild Rascal me had a talk last night, and he's like, you know, you don't really need the bottler for the cryo seat, because these assemblers here, I also have 2 prepared. The coke ovens are stuck on the ceiling because I didn't know where else to put them, and well, I think they go nicely there. But you can directly pump the cryosite into one of the assemblers, because I don't want to make any more treated wood by hand. It's actually crazy that I'm even thinking about making more cryosite or the coke ovens at all, because after everything I still have this much treated wood, and look at all these cryosite capsules, plus a full fluid tank. I have cryosite coming out of my ears. But anyway, so let's go ahead and form all these multi-block machines over here. I'm excited of setting this up. I think these right here we hit on the piston, yes. So they're all pointing out this way, so there's gonna be... We'll set this up in a second. Let's form them all. The crusher, where do I hit you? Right here in the middle, okay. So the output is gonna be here, and the input we're gonna dump on the top. Where's the power? Right here in the front, okay. Now the arc furnace here, there is a lamp on top that is not part of the multi-block structure, but I had red X's up there. And by the way, this is, I took our current blast furnace, those 27 blocks, and gave it that steel plate to make it the reinforced blast brick, because I didn't want to, I don't have any more iron, guys. This is the last bit of iron I have right now. Where do I form you? Oh, I need to do it with the hammer. Oh, just right click the cauldron, yes. So this one, I am not exactly sure. I think that up here we need those rods, then you put the raw materials in here. The smelted parts go down here, and I think this is for when you do alloying. Like if I make, I don't know, steel. I think I need to put the iron in here, and then the coke dust right there. But we'll figure out this interface in a minute here. And also how to pump it in. And back here you can pull the slag out, I think. And on the top, where is my scaffolding? Right there. I think right here. On this one and that one over there. Yes, I think on the right one here you can pump items into this. And this one over here is where you pump in the items for there. And then I think on that one here, this, where you have the 3 rod holders, I'm going to call this, is where you can pump in new rods if you... I think that's how this machine works. But we'll see this in a second. And then let's go ahead and form these guys. I think these I need to click on the glass. No, on the conveyor belt. There we go. So this is the bottler one. This one is going to be for water for sure. And this one here, I was going to do for cryosite, but I might use this one for lava. There is recipes where you need lava, but I don't know. It's actually wasted. I'm kind of mad that I made it now, not thinking of this one here. And then this one here, I think we hit on the conveyor belt the way you want it to be running. So if I want it to go that way, yes. So the input is going to be back here. I need to move this torch. And this torch. I gotta figure out what to do with the lighting here. I'm not happy with having these torches here. Maybe we'll put in one powered lantern or something in the middle. Oh yeah, by the way, I also added 2 elevators. So I can't come up here if there's something I want to put up here. Kinda don't need anything up here, but this is what it looks like underneath the roof. Alright, so all these are formed. I think we're gonna get started with these guys first. Actually, why don't we wire everything up for power first? And before we do that, let's get the coke ovens ready. And I think, oh, why did I break this? I didn't want to break this. We leave this here. I made a pump, but I need to break each one of these corner blocks here first. Because I'm gonna need to set this one here to pump out from... Blue is pumping out, so we're gonna pump out from there and from there. And then over here, we're gonna leave this... Let's put the lever down here and we extract... Whoa. On the back like this. I think that should work. Okay. So now I gotta form these fellas again. You guys pay attention here. You see how it grows first and then it shrinks to the proper size. Isn't that weird? Not sure what that is about. But anyway. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna need these pipes here. We're gonna come over... I'm gonna have to go one out. Otherwise, if I come here, it's just gonna pump right back. Or I don't think it can pump, but I don't think I can disconnect or wrench these or something. And we're gonna come to over here. Oh yeah, I was gonna go to this bottling machine, but now we are not. So I'm gonna use this one here, I think, for the cryo seed. That's gonna be... So actually, we're gonna need to come down here. Because I need to have the conveyor coming into here, right? So come down to here. And then over and in like this. So can I put a conveyor on top of this? Well, let's test it out. So I can actually have this going nicer. Sorry. But I would like this to be nicely laid out and look like a pretty factory. Let's come like that. Okay. So hopefully this will pump into this one, and we're gonna use this one here for all the cryo seed use. And the input is gonna come from the front. I was thinking of having a combined input chest over here, and then we're gonna put an item router back there that says, you know, which items go where. But it is possible that I'm gonna just have a input here and a input there, so I don't need to mess with the item router. And then we have the output is just gonna come over here. Okay, let's start with that. Why not? Okay, so we're gonna have an output. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. There's gonna be an output here and there. And now I'm gonna need to make... So I'm gonna need 1, 2 here. Then... we're gonna need... We're gonna set this one back here, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. Because I might have an input, but if something needs water, right? I want the bucket or the bottle or whatever to come over here, get filled, and then actually go automatically into the assembler. If I need to just fill something by hand, I'm not gonna use the bottle. I'm just gonna right-click my water source right there, right? So, but I guess we worry about this later. Okay, so I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I can see right now. Okay, so let's make 5 of these conveyor dropper. I already have one. I tested something with that. So I need 4 more of these and 4 more of that. Okay, so let's combine them. I think it's like this. Yeah. Okay. And we're also gonna have a return, return, return. Let's set these up real quick. So when items are done, they're gonna go automatically into the crate right there. We're gonna just set up some basic input and output for now, okay? And then once we get deeper into automations or whatever, then we can set up, you know, a more complex conveyor system. For right now, I just want to have everything ready. And then this machine here, we need to figure out if I put something right here, is it automatically gonna put the ingots into there? So we'll just leave that here. And then I also need a output chest right there in front of the crusher. And we're gonna put an input. Actually, let's put the input. I don't think this part is used. The redstone over here. This is just a nice looking thing. All right, let's put it right there. Okay. And then we're gonna need a conveyor belt right there. No, I need to put it in the front, one further. It's okay. Let's put it right there. And then there's a conveyor, and that's gonna go up to here. One up, because we have to get to the top of this. And then... Can it go... If it is up here... I think it will work, yes. Okay. And then we'll come to here, and then that's gonna go on to there. So let's make one more. We need one more of these fellas here. Actually, two. I need 3. So let's make 3 more of these, because I definitely need to automate the top of the arc furnace, because I cannot go up there every time. So can I place you directly on here? How does that work? Or do I need to go one higher? It's possible that I need to go one higher. Or like that. It should actually go in the middle, right there. Okay. So let's put this guy right there. And if I break the bottom part here... Right, the conveyor still's in the air. Good. Let's wire this one up here first. So you go like that. Like that. Then here we go up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Please don't drop me in there. This doesn't work the way I wanted it. I think we have to do it like this. Let's come from down here. So this is where gonna be the hopper. And that's gonna go up to there. Yes. How can I do this? Oh, I forgot we can climb on these. Like that. And like that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna get a seizure from this twitching. Okay, so now can you... Can I wrench you to go up here? No? How is this gonna work? There we go. Alright, that works. Just like that. Perfect. And then the way we're gonna extract... Oh man, I hope I made enough of these. I don't think I have, but when you shift right click this, you know, see the item goes right against this. And I'm gonna have to test if this works. Let me grab... It doesn't actually matter. I can just toss anything in here. Who cares? The crusher isn't gonna go right now. I have something I don't care about. Dirt. Perfect. So if I put this in here, it does. You guys see it went up there and then it fell in. So that does work. But it was a little bit twitchy, wasn't it? Ooh. Might have to do this a little bit different. No, no, no. Give me that. Oh my god. Why do they need to hold you, these conveyors? I don't like this. I think I'm gonna have a straight one here first. And then we'll have... the hopper against that. And on top of that, we're gonna put the crate. So this is my drop in. You know, we might rearrange this later on, but for now it works. And I think now if I put a piece of dirt, it's not gonna be twitching around like that. At least I hope not. Yeah, you guys see that? I think it's because I put it on the angled one right there. It was kind of weird. All right, good. So now the other thing, of course, we're gonna have to do is... This is already the output. Let's go ahead and just run this input here. Alright, the torches need to move again. And back here. Hopefully I won't get any X's here. I don't see any yet. Okay, where's my scaffolding and the conveyor? So this one, I don't care about the redstone. I'm not gonna turn this off. I don't think so. And then here's my bed. Of course, there's another torch. So a little bit of a jump cut here, guys, and I'll show you when I get back to the base all the things when it comes to the conveyors and so on. But I wanted to do a little bit of setting up this auto crafting in the assemblers and set up some of the you know, ore processing and so on, instead of just, because it took over 45 minutes for me to set up all these conveyors, you know, with a little bit of derping here and there. But I wanted to come to the nether here to get some lava, and I'll show you guys in a minute why I want so much lava. And I made this hand pump here the other day. I have not used it since then, and I brought my fluid tank that was above the smeltery and the stone drum. And I hit this twice so far, and it filled 2 buckets into this fluid tank. The way it works is you just right-click this usually, right? And then when there is an empty fluid container, it puts it in there. But now that this thing is full, it does not put it in the stone drum. Let me put this away. It still doesn't do it. So apparently with the stone drums, it doesn't work. Oh my god, these blazes are so annoying. But I have an idea here. How about we... I don't want to use this in case it burns up stuff. Let's put down the stone drum right here. And then I can take this fella, put it on top. Oh, it's already set to extract on the bottom. And how much does this hold? Oh, it only holds 16 buckets. Wow, okay. Well, I guess it's okay because it's cheap. It's just made out of stone, right? So I'm gonna fill this one plus that tank again. And then if I ever need to go back for lava, I think I'm gonna make an iron drum instead of the stone one. Because that is, I mean, 16 buckets is really not a lot. I just make these tanks. They're a lot easier to handle. Of course, they cost a little more materials instead of just stone. And once this is empty, come on. I should be able... Kind of bugs me that there's half a bucket. Not sure how I'm gonna fix that, but we'll see here. Let's go ahead and get more. Now that it's on the bar, you guys see I can just right-click this lava and it puts it automatically into the tank right there, and it's full again. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's do that. We are gonna set this one to pull. So we're filling this, so we get the full, perfect. And then we're gonna set this to... No! Dang it. Oh my god. Let's pull it again. Alright, now we'll break it. Okay, and now we go in here. Now this is full, and I can then set it to not push or pull or anything. Okay, so why do I want lava over here? I was thinking of, you know, what are the recipes that I kind of want to automate, or not automate, but to make it easier for me. So I guess I'll show you those in a second. This one over here didn't change, the crusher. Over here, they just run around the entire thing and then come into the back, just like that. Very simple. And the hoppers just point directly into the conveyor belt, just like over here. And the arc furnace here took me ages to figure out, okay? And I don't know if it actually works yet. We need to test this together because of the way you insert items into this. I had it one higher and then I dropped something in there and it did not automatically go into there. And then I said, all right, maybe I need to go one higher and then put a hopper underneath. But I want to try out this dropping conveyor first, if it can drop directly. Well, I guess we can test this right now. Let's see. Is it gonna put the... Ooh. It did put it directly in. Okay, so that does work. That is nice. That is kind of what I wanted. Let me just get rid of this stuff here real quick, because I don't need that anymore. Yes, okay. The other stuff doesn't bother me. All right, so... This right here is gonna be for ores or ingots or anything. So anything that goes on the left-hand side here. And this one right here is for anything that goes on the right-hand side. Okay. And then I noticed and the other thing I did is I hooked up the water over here. Okay. Can I? Yeah, let me just dig out here so I don't need to walk around, because it takes too long. And right here is the pump, and make sure that you set it on the bottom to blue input. And on the back, it's set to output. You can't see it anymore, the orange side. And then I gave it some power and turned it on. And then it pumps the water up and fills that bottler right there. Okay, you guys see? It's full right there. There's no GUI for this, by the way, for this machine. At least I haven't figured out where to click. But I don't think there is one. And all you do is put an item here. And then it gets filled and it comes out over here. So I guess, let me just close this hole here real quick. I might put a door here eventually, so I have a way of getting out the back a little bit quicker. Where is the bag? Do I have any more? Oh yes, I found crates. Crates are right here. Okay, so I have a crate right there. I can put this here and there. But the thing was that I think I'm gonna bottle stuff up here, and it's actually gonna go to one of the assemblers. So never mind about that, sorry. We'll set these up when we actually need them, I'm gonna say. I think that is better. So let me show you that one recipe that I kind of want to make easier, and that is the casing. This thing right here that we keep needing, right? It takes either 8 bronze plates plus this stuff here, which is another 4 tin, and then 4 redstone torches and so on. But there's this recipe here, which I actually save myself a lot of materials. All I need is 8 tin, 8 copper, 4 of this, and a bucket of lava. So I would like to automate them, so if I need them for all kinds of machines or whatever, I can just make them, right? And I know this sucks, but there's one more thing I need to point out. That I noticed is that these filled with creosote quite quickly, right? And I flipped the lever down here, and it pumped the creosote out, but this thing isn't powered. I always thought that these need to be powered if they transport when they suck liquids out of machines. So I'm not sure why this one works without power. It doesn't have any power. Maybe because it's special with the coke oven, that the coke oven is just automatically doing that when it's connected to that you can pump it out. But I'm okay with that if it doesn't need power. One less cable to run. And of course, all the machines are cabled up. The arc furnace is in the back. The crusher is on the top right there. The assemblers are on the top and the middle and so on. So, check it out. So, for example, this one here, we have the creosote. So, this is kind of a no-brainer, right? Well, I want to test this first. If we make treated wood. And first I wanted to test if we can shift-click into here. I'm going to have to wait. Actually, let's do it like this. Okay, it puts oak in here. And I just, yes, I can put spruce. And I want to test how this works. So let me get 8 of them and put them in here by hand. And it just made it. So you don't need to give this a bucket. That is awesome. I like this a lot. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in action. So I don't need to make any more buckets or anything. I can just drop wood in here. That is so awesome. I'm really happy about that. And as soon as there's 8, boom, it's crafted. It uses the liquid and drops it out into here. That is really nifty. I like that a lot. So now the second one, like I said, I would like to do is the casing. And I want to take this closer one here. And instead of, I guess I could put lava directly into here, but I kind of want to implement this one over there. So I'm going to go with this one here. Like that. So which recipe is that? That's my problem here. Is I'm going to have to check which gears this one makes. So the gears are, this is the plates and the gears are in the back here. Okay. So now I can show you this one in action. So there's 8 and 8 for this. So let's put those in here. And you see it collects until 4. And then the next 4. And then it's going to do the 10. And then the second 10. So this works nicely right there. I like that. And it saves me a lot of materials. It's a lot easier to craft than if you do it the other way. So it does make the proper gears for this. So then I just take them out of here and I can put all this in there, right? But the thing is, what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to have to get one bucket here. And whenever I want to make one of these casings, I'm going to have to put a... I'm going to put it on the side. Do I have another hopper? I don't see one. Okay, so 5 of these and chest. Let's make a hopper real quick. Da-dum. Okay. And do I want it on top or on the side? I think on the side, like this. And I don't need a crate here. I'm never going to put so many items in here. So now, we still need to get the lava in here. And this is where this tank comes into play. Because I don't want to pump out of the drum or anything, right? So I was figuring I can put this guy here. And set it to push to the left and pull on the right. And on the bottom, we still need to disable. Okay, so now do we have lava in here? Yes, it's filling. Very good. And then the cool thing is, you know, I can leave this as my hookup. And I should just be able to put the drum up here. Yeah, so it sucks out of the drum into this tank into here. So I also have a visual that how much I have left and so on. Okay. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to need more of you. Oh boy, is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right, and a couple more conveyors. So this goes to there. So now I can put a bucket in here. It's going to fill it. It's going to go over here with the other materials. And that means all I need is 4 of these. Okay, so let's test this here. This has everything we need. So we're going to put the items for that in here. And it should collect in here in just a second. There's those 4 and those 2. Okay. And then I can come over here and put the bucket. Let's watch this. Ah, quick. Stops here and it fills it. And then it goes around. And it's gonna come. I can't believe that I'm already running out of room. I'm getting stuck on all kinds of things. And there it is. And I'm gonna leave this bucket in here, right? So if I ever need to make one, I have the bucket here. I can just put it over there. Or I could also just do this. And always have a full bucket waiting in there for me. Right? So that is pretty nifty. Now the other thing what I was thinking of, I actually want to take this a little bit further. I want to automate this a little bit more automated. But before we start with that, I need to start crushing up some coal coke. We need 96 of these. And there we go. It should go in there and it starts. Very good. And does it come out here? Yes, coke dust. Right, and then I believe this one, I don't need to squeeze up. I can take 8 of these to make the HOP graphite dust. And then use that in a furnace to make the graphite ingots. And then in the metal press, I can make with 4 of those the graphite electrode, which we're gonna need for the arc furnace here in a minute. So, what do I want to do over here? Okay, I was thinking we're gonna leave this one for cryosite and lava. Lava automatically comes from over there. But here, I would like to use the concrete. Because I make a lot of this here probably in the future as well, and I need a lot for this building. And it also just so we can automate something. And most of the times, if I'm not mistaken, a bucket you can replace with a bottle. Yes, it still looks like if I take this out, it disappears. Okay, so we can make this with a bottle. So why a bottle? I guess... Let's go ahead and put the... Okay, how did I set this up back here? It all runs together. Okay, so let's go ahead and... You know what? We're just going to shift-click this in here. Bam, bam, bam. And 1. And it comes out. It should... Where'd it go? Oh, because there's nothing pulling it out. It stays in here. Okay, so I guess let's put 1 of these right there. Did it now suck out? Yes. Okay, good. Bottom, by the way, is black. Just in case you're wondering, right there, you guys see bottom is black. I already checked that out. Now, the reason... Wait a second. It used the bottle. Oh, that sucks. Oh, man. Here's my thing. What I was gonna do is... So when I'm routing, right, I can send the bottles this way and over here I can set up a router. That's what my thinking is. A router right here. I don't need another one here. Buckets go that way and bottles would have passed through. Because the problem is if I just use a bucket, okay, well, it's always going to go to the lava. It's not going to go to the... It's not going to go to the water station ever. So how can we fix that? Oh man, that sucks. The only way I can think of fixing this is I need to split this up. So I guess I'm gonna have to run a second conveyor. Let's get rid of this one. We don't know. Can I get this back, please? By the way, I figured out that you can, when you hold... Hello, thank you. When you hold down shift, you can walk on these. So that makes it a lot easier. Another problem is this is gonna get super tight over here. Okay, so anyway, so we're gonna have this one come to over here. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can do it. We're just not gonna have a lot of room. And that's okay. And it's gonna come, I guess we take these two out. So we just need to split this up so we can use 2 buckets. But then I cannot access this here. Oh boy. So maybe I need to do this underground somewhat. Like right there. All right, so let's do that. Oh boy. I just want to be on the ground, not underground. Is it gonna give me this here? Is it gonna reach? No. Bummer. Okay. Okay, let's just use one of these. Who cares? Come on. Let me out. So right here, I can't. It needs to come down right there. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to run this. So like this, it's gonna come down and then down this way. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill this with the... I always like to run my conveyors on the scaffolding. I don't know why. It's just nice. And I need to make a bunch more. Well, did I take my iron out? I did. So let's make more of these. I think 24 should be enough. Oops. Give me that. So that way I actually don't need the item routers. I made those pretty much for nothing. But that's fine. And this one is gonna go here. I don't need to filter anything. So that is my input, which I moved up 1, by the way, on both of them. So right here, yes, I'm gonna need a router. Like that. And then put it on the side. Put this up here. And if there's none up here, it doesn't automatically do the... What? What's wrong with you? Why are you being difficult? Oh, this should work. Maybe I gotta get rid of this one first. It should if I... Why is it not? This has worked. Oh, I need to paste it this way. Yes. And then that way. And now let me get the hammer. Where did I put my hammer? Right here. And I think shift right click. Yes, there we go. Okay, so yellow needs to be the bucket. Yes. And that is, it doesn't matter. Yellow is going to be the bucket. So buckets come out, they go here. So now I need to change this recipe over again to the bucket recipe. Like that. Let's get rid of both of them. So it goes back in the first one. Okay, good. So buckets come out here and they're going to go all the way down and then get bottled up. And right here, we also need to set up this right there. Again, downwards, yellow is the bucket. Okay, so now if we come back here, let's follow this. This is going to come out. It's going to get merged over here. So I'm going to need one right there. What color is this on the side here? That is red. Okay. So I'm going to need to get a lava bucket to go in here and water to go straight. All right. Let's go ahead and give me that. Let's fill one. And then red gets the lava. We'll empty this. And oh, I think I have a... Okay, let me just use this here. So I can fill this bucket. And what is the other color over here? That's green. Green gets the water. It kind of sucks that it didn't use the bottles, right? And so now if we toss this guy on here, We should see it go through. Yes. And now let's follow it over here. What? What happened? Okay, why did that take so long? And you see, it goes back there to get the water. You see it from here. Yeah, you see it getting filled back there. And then it's going to come around over and over. And then right here, if I give this... How am I going to do that? I don't think I can put anything in the output. No, that's input. Okay, so I just going to have to... Next time... I can kickstart this here. This is the regular input, so go ahead and put this in here. What? Why can you not put that directly there? I guess I don't really need it because... Oh, I picked it up. It's okay. Let me get this back. And throw high. There we go. So we're gonna have the lava one sit in this one and throw it high. Okay, don't pick anything up. We can't afford the covered ones. There's some covered ones that make it so you don't pick it up. And oh my god, I'm gonna make it before the bucket gets out. Come on. That's the only problem here with this area right now. But it's fine. So the output, I can still reach this. And here it's making me concrete. It should probably be done. No, it's not. Never mind. It makes 8 at a time. All right. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out. Because we still have... Yeah, and I'm going to put these in the compressor. I'm going to clean up my inventory and stuff. So we can make these graphite bars. That Wait, did I make a compressor? Yes, I did. Of course. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to clean up my inventory. And we're going to turn in some quests real quick because I don't want to forget about that. I'm really bad with that usually. Let me get all of this out of here. I don't think I need any of that right now. Okay, apparently, what else can we... Let's take the iron out. Good. And there we go. All right, let's take the quest book out. And just remember checking that I'm recording. Yes, I am. Because I'm bad with that as well. Sometimes I forget when I turn in quests. Alright, we got 3 quests completed. 3? Oh yeah. We did the metal former last episode. I must have just forgotten to make this. 2 electronic circuits. Or machine casing. I'm gonna take these. I have 1 more of those in the chest downstairs. Then this one, of course, we finished after we built the ember bore and so on. And we're getting 2 mechanical cores, resonating ore, or ember shards. I'm going to take the ember shards. Because this is a lot harder for me to get. And there's a few recipes where we need those. So that is perfect. And then right here is for when we made the crusher. We get 16 bauxite. Nice. And now the next quest is for us to make titanium ingots. Let's see. We need 8 of them. What does it take to make that? Titanium ingots in the arc furnace. It's just rutile ore. Okay, so that's what we're actually gonna do. This is gonna take a couple more minutes. Do I have a rutile ore? I don't think I do. I think you get that in the nether. Is there... Can you do that in this? Yes, I can. Okay, I don't have any rutile ore. So I'm gonna have to go looking for that in the nether. But... What are we going to process? We're going to process... I can put this here in the... Can I put this in the crusher? Yes, I can. Okay, so we're going to process this ore here together today. And let me just leave this gobbledygook up here. I don't need any of that. And put these in here. Whoops. Alright, we should... Excuse me. We shouldn't need any of this stuff. And I clean up my inventory when we're done. Now, is this done over here? Not yet. Alright, I made those graphite ingots in the electric furnace. So we got 12 of these, and now we're gonna have to switch this out. I think it is shift right click, yes. Bada bing, put this over there. Hey, hang it. Not there. Is it there? Alright, so let's go ahead and make these. And That's... Yeah, no, that's the one that works, yes. Because it's also gonna need 4 of them. There we go. And it now should make us those. And I spoke with Mash yesterday about this. And he's used the arc furnace quite a bit on the server so far. And apparently in this mod pack, they do not take any durability damage. At least hasn't for him yet. And I also need 1 more coal coke dust. So these we're not going to automate because, you know, I don't think we're going to need to exchange them. Maybe not at all. I don't know. And I also want to then crush this up here, of course. But first, we're going to make our steel because you guys saw that I took down the... No, I need to wait. Okay. So there's 4, 6, and a nickel. Okay. Actually, how many did I put in there? This machine is nice and fast compared to the macerator. Oh man, how are we doing on power? It's full. So the crusher I can definitely keep up. Well, I can't say that because the LVs, the ones on the bottom, they might be drained a bit. Okay. So now, one time I'm going to put this... No, I'm going to put it 1 in here. I'm going to put 1 iron. And over here, we're going to put 1 coal dust. And that should make me steel. So that is the way I'm going to make steel from now on and done. What? What? This iron dust and coke dust makes you a steel. Is this a... let's see. If the immersive engineering iron grid. So did I just put this in the... There's coke dust right there. I don't know what's happening here. What? No. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Why am I throwing stuff around here? Give me that. There we go. Alright, let's crush up a few more. I am not sure what that was about. I mean, it went into here. I did see it in there for... Yeah, definitely. Alright, I'm gonna try this again. So... Let's put 1 in there again to make sure it's in here. And I'm gonna try this out one more time. Why does it show 2? Oh, was it maybe because this was in here before? Oh, I think it was because this went in here first. And it already started that. Before the coke dust went in there. Aha. And then I'm also gonna put this 1 iron ingot here. Because this is another way that you can make steel. You can either use the grit. So now there is a slag here. And there's a steel. So the slag... Did I ever put a box back there for slag? No, I didn't. I want to put 1 there. No, I have more in here. Forgot that I had these. And it goes directly into there. Good. Which, of course, I'm going to use to make more concrete or whatever else there might be a use for. Okay. Now, my problem is that... Of course, I can't have this in here. So, I have the second one, yes. If I just make, like, regular things, right? So, like, let's say we'll put the iron and this in here. I can't have any coal coke dust in here because otherwise it's going to make steel until it used up the coal coke. And I wanted to try something else out. Oh boy. So the more things you smelt... But still, I can kind of keep up. Oh no, it's sucking me dry. Okay, so we just cannot, you know, make the use of it by filling everything in here. But I think if I just smelt 1 thing... at a time, I should be good enough to use this machine. Well, that was a lot of stuff we set up today. I haven't finished editing the video, so I hope it doesn't get too long. But I'm happy. I mean, obviously, it's, you know, very tight. I did not expect it again, but typical of me. That I make factories and then they get really cramped. But it's nice. It's somewhat automated. We can make all these things quite cheap. I'm definitely going to take this out right now before I forget. And then maybe I make rods instead of gears, which I'm going to need a lot more. We have this automated, which is nice. This one right here is just because it's going to save me materials and it's very convenient. I don't need to mess around with making bronze and so on. Which, by the way, I wanted to check. Can we make bronze in the arc furnace? Let's see here. Recipe. We can make it. So I need a tin and then 3. It looks like I need dust in the right-hand side. So that's not too bad, but I guess I could still just then dump the same thing into the smeltery and get the same results. So, but anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and now we're nicely prepared. I don't need to waste any more materials on wires, on plates. Well, plates we already had. Gears are much easier, and these over here, you know, if I need something else with water, I can automate this. Or maybe, you know, other recipes that don't need. But if I need to mass produce something, I'm definitely going to start using these. And that is it. And until next episode, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.